Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let Us Say It For You.
And it's Big Mike in the house. Sis, did she talk over you?
She did speak, and I tried to wait, and I just jumped in right after her. So no, she didn't. I still would like to know when she started talking.
Right? Yeah, I know. I think that shit started like a couple of months ago. That was weird.
Weird. Well, how you been, big girl?
Big. Oh my gosh, I'm finna post this on my mother page. Bruh, in the middle of the night last night, he kicked me hard as fuck. And this is what I did. I was asleep. It was like, boom, I said, ah! And I rolled over and I went back to sleep. So Willie was like, what happened? I said he kicked me. But bruh, this shit woke me up out of my sleep.
As it should. Understandably so.
Oh, that shit was funny.
Oh, girl, your son don't fuck with you for real.
I was dying laughing. I was like, damn, he kicked me hard. He woke me the fuck up.
Why? I was like, what are you doing?
Oh, bro, that shit was funny. Wow. But yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that.
Fine, girl. It was funny, girl. And it hurt a little bit.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it did. If you jumped up like that.
I was, oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah.
Why, son? Why?
Girl, everything's coming together. I've just been trying to find shit to do. I fucking hate folding clothes, and now this is my life. I hate it. Folding clothes is a pet peeve. I want to hire someone to come over here and fold my shit. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's where I'm at with that.
Well, I guess in my life, it could be similar. I have large piles of clothes everywhere. Some are clean, some are dirty, some are indifferent, and at this point, I don't know what to do. It's like, so I've been going on with my life. Yeah. Right. I've been avoiding it for quite some time. And not having, I have piles of clothes like that I need to wash that I've just been adding to, and I've still been able to wear clothes. And I can't quote me, but it's like, for me to not have washed clothes and that long and still have clean things all the time, that lets me know I have entirely too many articles of clothing. And so this is why I banned myself from buying anything else. The only thing I'm realistically allowed to buy for the rest of the year is my soiree dress. Now, am I going to stick to that? I don't know, because I got a Fashion Nova cart full as fuck, but I am not going to purchase that at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see where that takes us. In other news, I've been chilling shit, waiting on your baby and shit.
Right.
That's about it. So we have things to do after this. So this episode will be swift. We can talk about the first thing. So Rolling Loud, we live in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, whatever. So Rolling Loud was here this past weekend. Today is Wednesday. So Rolling Loud was this weekend. We had all the celebs and stuff. Micah and I did not go to Miami at all. Actually, I did go to Wynwood with Cookie this weekend, but it wasn't where all the hoopla was. It was this mojito bar place. We had a good old time. So during the baby's performance, he apparently made a reference to homosexuality and HIV and some stuff like that. And now all the gays are on his ass. And I don't know if you guys know the exact thing. Please don't quote me. I just wrote the baby down, but I know the gist of it. And I think I heard what he said. Like, he literally said some shit like, fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your lights up. Ladies, if your pussy smell like water. He did the ladies in our vaginas first, and then he referenced the dicks in the mouths in the parking lot. So he was just saying how he just said, if you're not sucking dick in the parking lot, but it's like, no, you left out the fellas part. You said fellas, if you're not sucking dick in the parking lot, which is implying that you're taking shots at the gays, and they don't play that shit. So I don't know. How do you feel about that, Mike?
So honestly, I feel like it's very specific.
Yeah.
Pussy tastes like water, smell like water. That's like a thing. It's kind of been a thing like forever. So
That's
I
right.
don't really like. But niggas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, I feel like he caught one of his people on his tour. Like
Something must have happened.
I felt like he caught somebody in his camp doing that. And then his homeboy or whoever was on the mic, his DJ was like, yeah, y'all niggas suspect. So that makes me feel like this is a very personal thing to them. Like
because
I feel
because the DJ was like, let's be real about it. Let's be real.
Yeah, niggas out here
sucking dick in the parking lot.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like something happened to make him do that, because out of all the performances the baby has had, he has never done this. And so I feel like when people do things out of character, something happened. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it rubbed him the wrong way because he thought otherwise about the guy. But obviously he is talking about homosexuality in general. Right. And so for me, obviously this is now we live in a way sensitive era. Like comedians can't even talk about the gays and they can't even talk about transgender. I mean, Dave Chappelle can say whatever the fuck he want to say, but that's Dave Chappelle.
I mean, if you're gonna be on some I said what I said type shit, then you gotta ride that.
You gotta Dave Chappelle that hoe out, because he don't.
Yeah, Jones said it's like it stemmed from somewhere. Yeah, that's what Mike is saying.
I think something happened.
Very specific. Yeah,
it's too specific.
Yeah,
it was just too specific for me. And yeah,
it's like he just threw us and our pussies in there. Just
dazzle.
He was talking about dick
in a parking lot. Like you saw that. Like you felt
somebody sucking
you
dick.
saw that, right? So I feel like he felt away, and maybe it was a nigga lying on. Maybe a nigga's been lying to him about the shit, and he's pissed off that he just won't tell him the truth. It could be some shit like that. I don't know, but I honestly do feel like it was mean. I mean, the HIV comments, a lot of people in the gay community do feel like America, like it's a whole show called Pose, like just talking about how, that community is why we have AIDS to this day. Mm-hmm. And he said a lot of niggas are suspect. That made me feel like he knows somebody who acting straight who's not straight. And so my thing is, I have a problem with that, because you are spreading something, right? So whether you are having sex with multiple women, at the same time, you have now added another pool of people that you are also sleeping with, who are also sleeping with other men. So you are sleeping with men and women unprotected, because that's how you get anything. You know what I'm saying? If people were spreading crabs, that'd be fucked up too. Because
you know how I feel about crabs. People
I know.
Still get crabs. It's still a very active STD, and they won't kill you, but they are little things, and they just crab around your pussy. It's crazy. Just be careful.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like
crabs are out there.
Any disloyalty, and we talked about this with transgender. If you were a woman first and I met you a man, I think it's your responsibility to tell me you were a woman, and you are supposed to allow me to have the opportunity to say whether I want to deal with you or not. Same situation with these down low niggas. But I mean, if you're scared to be fully who you are, I mean, totally understandable, because they get backlash all the time. People try to kill them. People try to hurt them. Like, I get it, but they're way protected than they were, let's say, 5 years ago, to be real. So.
And I feel like when the gays get mad about something, like
it's over.
Once the gays get mad,
it's over.
Shout out to Carisha, a friend of mine named Carisha. She says he just stay putting his foot in his mouth sometimes. He needs to just shut the fuck up sometimes. Agree.
He don't have PR.
He don't have a way to him where it's like he just says whatever he wants to say. And my thing is, you could do that if you're okay with the repercussions, because one of the repercussions from this is Boohoo. It's like a clothing brand. Boohoo Men have dropped him, so he's lost an endorsement. Now I'm sure he's not hurting for money, but that does look away. And then I guess he doesn't want to backtrack, because that kind of annoys me too.
Yeah, I don't want him to.
I don't necessarily want you to. He could probably say he's sorry if he offended anybody, but he said what he said, because he's trying now to flip it. Like I said, when he repeated what he said, he was like, all I said was, if you ain't suck a dick in the parking lot, put your phones up. No, nigga, what you said was, all my niggas, if you not sucking dick in the parking lot, so you're specifically targeting that, and then you come about all this AIDS and HIV shit. So I think it was irresponsible on his part because again, everybody understands you can't really fuck with the gays like that unless you really don't care. And he seems to care enough if he's trying to switch up what he said. So it's like
He cares a little.
you care to an extent because you don't want to lose certain shit.
I feel where, and I'm thinking about the comedians who have talked about how sensitive America has gotten. Very. I feel them. This is a joke. This is gander, if you will. Like I'm carrying on. I'm speaking about some shit comically, or I'm trying to incite a crowd, whatever the case is. Saying whatever the fuck I want to say. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, you can't tell people how to respond after that shit flies your mouth.
Do that, right.
But I
heard that and got mad instantly.
It's such a fucking sensitivity that they just run and let the gays and the transgenders almost win every case that they present. And I'm like, Black people have been dying.
Bitch, don't get me started.
And I'm like, for me, it's like,
yeah.
For me, it's like, the word nigga is very, very small, but it's still widely used outside of the African American community. Like, Dave Chappelle got banned for a gay joke, but he said nigga earlier and nobody gave a fuck. So it's like, y'all picking and choosing what to be sensitive about. Y'all don't care about us. So I feel like niggas should be able to say whatever the fuck they want to say. Black people. And that's just me. I feel like we've got enough scrutiny. Nobody gives a fuck about us. Nobody rides for us when it's necessary. Nothing. Nobody stands behind us. We should be able to say whatever the fuck we want to say.
Shout out to Tanisha. I saw Tanisha reposted and she was just like, well, clearly these people haven't been to a Jamaican party because Jamaicans say way worse about gays on the microphone, but Jamaicans are definitely very strong. And I said what I said. I mean, there's about not fucking with gay people. So, I think it's definitely a cultural thing. He needed to be a little better at that. And I feel like it's one of those things where, like Krisha was saying, he does put his foot in his mouth all the time. So as he's, spewing out all this rhetoric about gays and automatically tying them to HIV and AIDS and all this other shit, I know he was like, damn, I probably shouldn't have said that. All right, well, fuck.
Or I wish. I don't think he gives a fuck.
He felt it as it was coming out of his mouth that you probably shouldn't have said this shit, but he gotta roll with it now.
He was mad, bro, and that's what I'm saying. It's almost telling people not to be their authentic selves and feel how they really feel. He felt that. He said that shit hard. Like he felt it and he said it hard. You know what I'm saying? So in the moment, he crunk off whatever. Hey, all the ladies with the pussy, oh yeah, niggas who ain't sucking dick, and like he felt that. He felt that. So it's almost like you don't have freedom of speech. Because the moment you say what you really feel or how you feel, something's gonna be taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's true. And we can bring that, we can tie that to Nick Cannon and all his comments he made, and he lost all his shit and got it all back slowly.
Right.
Yeah, we can tie this to that. I mean, Nick Cannon went the fuck off, and they fought back the only way they knew how. So I don't know. I think
it was mean.
Yeah, it was mean. It was out of pocket. So I'm agreeing with you guys where it's like he must have seen somebody sucking dick somewhere and got mad. And, he saw somebody sucking dick and is upset. But you are a public figure and there are repercussions to what you're doing. If I yelled out some shit like that, I think it'd be offensive if I did it the way he did it, and I'm nobody. So for you to be on a Rolling Loud stage in front of hundreds of thousands of people and yell that out like you don't have shit to lose is weird. But he didn't have to stand on that. So he posted something, I think today, because somebody threw a shoe at him, because on top of, before he offended the gays, he just doubled down, not giving a fuck about Meg getting shot in the foot, because he brings Tory Lane's little hot pocket ass out. So he comes out, and because they have a song together. So he was like, I give anybody $1 million, they can guess who I got under here. And I was like, okay. And then Tory Lanez came out. I haven't even heard their song together, which is crazy because I do like both of them. So I feel like it'd probably be good. But Tory Lanez is so aggy. Like he's just such a that I don't even entertain him. So somebody threw a shoe at him. He definitely does that shit with the quickness. That nigga is Neo from The Matrix. He did a very good job. But then he yelled out all his, gay stuff. So I don't know. I wish the baby the best of luck. Neither him nor Danny have confirmed if that's his baby or not. But
she signed something like Carmelo Anthony baby mama did.
She signed something.
I don't know. I'm assuming that she signed something and she can't say shit. Also, Dwayne Wade's child that he does have that's never posted, baby mama is not like, she signed something.
I don't
something
think she,
happened.
I don't think
Something happened to where
shame. Yes, shame happened. He left her.
Well, no, I get it, but
yeah, I don't think anything.
He or she hasn't. So y'all just gonna, and then when the baby get here, then what? Like the baby
then they'll because
children.
Because you know who did that too? What's her name? The girl that got a baby with Bow Wow and Future, the dancing one.
Jody, what's her name?
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, she never said Future's my baby daddy. Like the baby was born. This nigga's name is like Hendrix, and whatever Future's last name is, and then that's it. But for her, it's like it ain't nobody's fucking business. And Danny Lake is still a celebrity in her right. So I don't think she signed anything. Like I don't think she signed the NDAs, but it's like everybody's automatically assuming it's the baby. And they was clowning her anyway because they were together. Then he broke up with her. 5 minutes later, she looking pregnant as fuck. Now it turns out she really is pregnant. Like it's shameful. So and then you gotta think about it. In her situation, what would it benefit her at all to say me and the baby having the baby? Like it wouldn't do anything for her at this moment. It's just like fuck that nigga.
Right.
Carry my little girl. When she come out looking mixed as fuck, we're gonna be like, okay, that's the baby. So congratulations on her and him if he's the father. If not, hey, good luck with the gays because they finna be on your ass. Get it? You know what I'm saying? All right. So in other news, this is quick. I saw this. First of all, I did not know that Arthur, the cartoon Arthur, was still on, but it's ending. They announced it today that they're ending Arthur after 25 seasons. I was like, damn. First of all, I didn't know that shit was still on, but wow, you know, like, don't you want your baby to watch Arthur at some point, like PBS? No.
Yeah, I guess. I wasn't really like an author. I don't know. It was I wasn't like, yeah, the song was lit.
DW was cool. That's his little sister. She was a bitch.
Yeah, and that damn fist that they keep catching.
I use it all the time. I made Arthur Fist my caption the other day. So
yeah, I mean, but I think that's beautiful that show has been going on for that long. I mean, it's still gonna be on. I mean, for 25 more years.
I'm about to say, I didn't know they were still making new episodes of Arthur.
I didn't know they were making new episodes.
And when they have shows like that, like where they've been kids, like he's been in like the third grade for 25 years. So it's kind of like, all right, well,
they just kept finding new things for him to get into. And I think that's very cool that they were able to drag his third grade year.
Or whatever fucking grade.
I mean, did he had to move up. It's like the Rugrats.
I mean, they did do Rugrats all grown up and it was straight, but who was really checking for that shit for real?
But you can talk so much about babies in their lives.
Yeah. So imagination. Yeah. So shout out to Arthur for riding out for 25 seasons. All right, so I wrote this down. So today I had to break up with somebody that I ain't never met. And let me elaborate on this, I guess. I just want to, this is a part of my dating advice that Micah gives me. So I decided there's been at least 2 guys that I've known for a long time now. One way longer from what he's told me. I don't know. But this particular guy, he's liked me for a while, but I don't think we're compatible. That's been my new thing for people. We're not compatible. So this guy is a good couple years younger than me. He's like a good 4 or 5 years younger than me. He still stay with his parents. I don't like that. And we're just not in the same, we don't match. It's just like, I'm grown. It's like, so I asked him, I was like, so I'm trying to fuck on you. Where are you going to take me? Your mom's house? He was like, yeah. I was like, see, I don't like that. I don't want to fuck in your mom's house. You can't come fuck me over here all the time. So to me, it's like I said, personality wise, I can't, because he texts, I reply, he writes on Instagram, I reply a little bit, but I don't even have the extra energy to reply as much as I liked him. So I'm just like, why y'all keep trying? I don't even be saying nothing. Like, just stop. So I asked him, I said, he's like, I gotta beg you to talk to you. I said, you don't have to do anything. I said, I don't even know why you keep trying. I said, we're not compatible. And so he was like, so I have to basically stop trying, is what you're saying. So,
yes.
I said, yes.
Yes.
I said, personality wise, I can't say that we aren't compatible because we could be, but where we are in life, we're not compatible right now. And that's something that was hard for me to eat. Like, it felt nice to finally say, because I don't ever want to just shut somebody down in a way. But it's like, sir, you're a sweet man. I said, why don't you take somebody more suitable or whatever? And he was like, I mean, I really think, what are we gonna do? If I'm telling you I don't want to fuck somebody that still stay with his mama, for strike one, what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And then that doesn't even tap into all the other avenues of, it's like, how do you just be like, okay, look, you don't make enough money for me to date you. You don't live on your own. I don't like that. You're not old enough. Like, it's like, I don't want to have to be her, but that's what I'm saying. You don't make enough money to date me. I really feel that way. And it's like, what, am I shallow? Am I a dick? Am I a dick, Mike? I don't think so. Why I gotta be sympathetic and shit?
No, and I feel like niggas who don't listen, it's easy for me to cut
niggas who don't listen.
Niggas who don't listen, it's easy for me to go ahead and do the snip on some.
I feel so bad doing this today.
But regardless of nice, you're not listening to me. That's just what it comes down to. And I feel like a lot of niggas try to persuade and push and insist, and that says something about them in general. I don't like a pushy ass nigga. I said what I said. Goddamn.
I like that.
Why do I have to continue to explain?
I gotta keep saying it. Why I gotta be a bitch now? Because I don't want to say that.
And they deserve the bitch. That's what they deserve. Because that's what happens when you continue to tell somebody the same thing over and over. Maybe you can't hear me like this. Let me say it a different way. Because I don't know what the fuck to do. I'm done being nice. I just,
and then to me, that just sparks a conversation of, like, I never want to just feel like I'm just so out of your league, but it's just like,
and if you are, Leah, no.
Why do you? I don't like to do
it's
that.
It's not about people. That, because no, that has nothing to do with it. You get back in this screen. No. That has nothing to do with it. And every time a woman says, well, I'm not trying to be like I'm the baddest bitch.
I don't want it.
It has nothing to do with that. Look. It has nothing to do with that. This nigga is not your type. He is not compatible with you. That's it. You don't have to explain why. You gave an explanation. That's nice. And that's nice of you.
You're a sweet boy.
But you don't have to do what the fuck. I am that bitch to me, and this bitch does not. No. Whatever you got going on, it's just not aligning with me.
Well, you hear that, boys?
That's it.
Next time. Yeah. It's been going on for quite some time. And when he wrote me, I was like, what you doing here? I was like, you ain't. No, he hasn't posted anything since 2017. I'm like, what is this? What do you be on here doing? But me, right? Because he was like, why watch your podcast? I said, podcasts don't even be on here for real. My podcast on YouTube or Apple Podcasts, whatever. But I felt bad saying it, but it was, I don't know, somewhat of a relief. Just leave me alone, And I don't want to be a dick about it, but it's just, and to me, it's almost kind of like, why do people, not just men, but even women, set themselves up to be in that way? Like, if the shoes are on the other foot, there's no fucking way I'm gonna keep texting the bitch. And that reminds me of Cupid Poppy. Same thing with him. I
thought it was him.
No, it's not Cupid Poppy. Cupid Poppy then kind of just,
if he should have been got this fucking.
He's worse. Yeah, he's worse. But again, I take responsibility for this, because me not just saying, hey, nigga, I don't like you, leave me alone. Right? Instead of me saying that, but I say it in very respectful ways. I'm just like, I don't think we're compatible. We like different things. And then they get into this trying to
persuade. Pushy ass, let me in.
Yeah, and it's like, but I don't
persuade
like you
to like me. What? You can't. What?
Dating is so weird.
It don't have to be. Hey.
Oh my God. This is why we have these talks. It
don't have to be. And I feel like women, this is so annoying about us, because we all done it. we keep thinking about how these fucking people are gonna feel when we're done speaking our truth. And we keep
yeah, because I don't wanna break a nigga, spirit.
Thinking about bruising egos and maybe coming off too strong or too aggressive or too big. I'm so sick.
You don't have to be a bitch about it.
Sick. I'm sick. I'm sick, Leah. And it's like, you don't owe these niggas nothing. You don't owe these niggas.
I don't owe these niggas
nothing. I feel like this is great. And you're really good at fucking boundaries and shit. So I thought this would be a breeze for you. You are really good at that. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't like that shit. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, just period.
Now, see, I get like that when I'm irritated, right? So Cuban Poppy probably got a little bit of that. It's like, nigga, like, whatever. And remember what I said with him, in his case, he is very attractive. So I think for him, it was just it's so confusing that I don't want to fuck him. It's kind of just like, how do you not want to fuck me? So many women want to fuck me. I said, well, go fuck one of them. Go fuck one of the bitches that want to fuck you. I'm not interested.
Them the easiest niggas to tear down.
Hey, honestly,
come fuck down from your horse.
Yeah, insecure men are
okay.
Insecure women. You guys are weird. All right, Mike, I'm on it.
Bitch, no.
Okay.
Stop trying my friend. What the fuck? She said what she said. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. And I think you need to put that as a clip. Stop trying my friend. I said what I said. Just post it. And I'll repost it. And I'll post it every week.
So these niggas get it until I get a boyfriend.
I post it every week until they understand.
All right. That's why I fuck with you. You're my fave.
Period.
All right. So shout out to Gibson and the Speak On It podcast. Both Micah and I have been guests on their podcast. Micah was on the relationship segment. It was about couples. And I was on the relationship segment about singles, obviously. And I just did my episode this week. So I wanted to use some of the stuff we talked about with them on our show. And I'll let you go first, Mike, if you can think of anything that you maybe found interesting or something we can chit chat about from your couples one. Because mine's a little fresher. Yours might take a little longer. You think I'm into mine?
Yeah, go. You just went. I'm gonna think about something else.
Okay, so this episode, it was like we had Gibson in the middle and we had two single guys, two single girls. And right off the bat, he was just kind of asking basically why people are single or why we're single or what is it about the dating pool. Remember we said the dating pool has pee in it, like stuff like that. It's like, what is it about the dating pool that's so bad? So my initial response out the gate, which is something we've talked about on our show many times, is that I'm single by choice. Mainly because you niggas make me sick, but I feel like I have things I gotta work on. Maybe I am a little I feel like I'm still a little traumatized by the shit niggas done did to me. I'm not in the mood. I'm not that interested to start this over. And I've been slowly getting and trying as I, but ain't nothing really been working for me. So that is right off the bat when I said, I'm single by choice. I feel like there's a lot of things I need to improve on. I'm not necessarily trying to fuck up nobody's son either. The panel got kind of quiet. The guys were kind of just like, so Gibson, he's like, what do you guys got to say? And they were just like, shit, I'm surprised she said that. People don't say that. I talked about self-assessing, etc. So I was looking like, oh, y'all, who the fuck y'all be talking to? But I get it. That's
hard. That's not common.
That's not a common thing. So I get that. But for me to say, and I definitely, I've had niggas do terrible things to me, but at the same time, I know that the habits I've developed since being single and the moods that I've been in, these are not very conducive to a successful relationship. I do not want to deal with you niggas for real. So I feel like me pushing myself in a situation to do that, I'm gonna fuck up somebody's son, it's gonna be a thing, whatever. So I'm just taking responsibility for me not being ready for that yet. And same thing, the lady there, I believe her name was LaShondra, she was saying that for, her reason for being single a lot of times is that she's coming more on the independent woman standpoint. A lot of men can't handle that. A lot of men don't like the independence of a woman and et cetera. I say, yeah, girl, that could be it too. So she said a lot of times I guess that's what's been her issue and why she's been single. And with the guys, I don't remember their takes on it all the way. I think they said they're just kind of looking around, I guess. Interesting enough, though, I think what I did like the most about that conversation is having three guys there. They were all traditional men. They were all against like this whole 50-50 thing. They weren't fucking with that at all. And I brought it up first. I was like, yeah, you know, like that 50-50 shit, you tell me that you're gonna lose me immediately. But they were just like, where y'all meeting these men? Like, where y'all meeting these niggas at? I say everywhere. The niggas be everywhere. Like the niggas, all them niggas want bitches to split bills with them and shit. I was like, you know, this 50-50 shit is very common for a lot of people. So again, we put a man providing and protecting, paying the bills. We put that in traditional. And I guess whatever this new 50-50 thing is, it's the millennial way or whatever what the case is. But then I know at one debate, the argument was, okay, well, are you gonna, one of the guys, he was arguing that in him being the man and paying all the bills and taking care of everything, and sis is at home, you know, being a homemaker, to be fair, she's not working, but she is a stay-at-home mom, which is a very hard job nonetheless. So in doing that, he was just like, okay, but then he seemed more worried about when shit hit the fan, I done lost all this money because I done paid all these fucking bills, and I'm just like SOL. And then I still probably got to give her child support and alimony because she ain't got no money. So he was kind of, you know, worried about it from that standpoint. And I said, I mean, hey,
that's a good point.
It's a good point. It's a good point. But then this is where, like, to me, arguments like, well, I don't know how well a prenup would do in a situation where there's a stay-at-home mom, because it would really just, if anything, I guess it would just, that's usually if you both have shit to lose, you both are getting things together. You know what I'm saying? So that could still work. Because maybe you're married, and even though she's a stay-at-home mom, you started a company. As a married couple, she gets half of that. So unless you stipulate that in your prenup,
right,
this can get that. This can get half of that or whatever. But I found it just interesting just how comfortable they were with this 50-50 thing. And that was refreshing because how comfortable they were not.
We're not, right.
50-50 thing, because I feel like most of the conversations I've been having with men, it's 50-50, and it's just so normal, and they're so adamant about it. So for them going on and on about like, where are you meeting these niggas at? I'm just like, again, these niggas are everywhere. It's
right.
The norm. You know, if anything, it's rare to find a man who feels like as a man, he's going to pay all the bills and et cetera, et cetera. And then I did chime in on the fact that I don't think I could be a stay-at-home mom. I definitely think having a husband that paid all the bills would be beneficial in the beginning, or once I had a baby. I'd definitely like to sit my ass at home for like a year and just stare at my baby's face. But after that, I want to leave the house. I want to go.
I want to get back to me.
Right. And that was the point I kind of made on there too, where women often get lost in their roles as a mother and in their roles as a wife, and they lose themselves. You know, you skip forward a couple of years and sis don't even remember what the fuck she liked to do. Like, that's the real thing. I felt that way after my daughter's father and I broke up. I used to love reading, which I still do. I got 77 books, ain't read through none of them bitches yet, but it was like, what do you like to do now? You know, like, what do you do what do I like to do other than like shop, which is terrible because anybody give me no money. So I'm just spending all my fucking money on clothes. I don't know.
So one thing from that episode, they were traditional, but okay, so with the whole social media dating, right?
Oh, so
when you're out in public and a guy meets you, you are quicker to give your Instagram or take an Instagram than you are your number.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's all on one device. I would like to know why you don't want to give your number.
So remember,
not to every guy. I mean, let's just be real. Not to every guy. I totally get it because we be giving fake numbers. We've been giving fake numbers since the beginning of the time.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not really a thing. I mean, I'm quicker to take a guy's number, but if I take it, you know, I'm not calling that nigga. So I took it 2 days ago, and I need to text him. But I did that with remember what I call my little young boy. Remember the little young boy that we
did a good job.
And he like asked for my number, and I was like, I mean, okay. And I gave it to him, and I guess it wasn't weird. But again, as I kept trying to say, I feel like I just started dating for real, like now.
Right. Maybe
I would be more open to it because you're right. But it's like then I don't know. The idea of sitting on the phone and talking to this nigga, I just don't feel like doing it. I don't know.
Right. So the number just gives access to call you. Whether
you can just call me for real.
Instagram, although niggas be calling Bitch, I get calls on Facebook too. I was like,
Facebook, don't
why are
call me
you
on
calling
Facebook.
me
Very
on
weird. Stop
Facebook?
fucking calling me on
Weird.
Facebook. I don't know you.
That's weird. But yeah, so the access is a little different because I was thinking about that. I was like, because it is one device, but a phone is like the text is just like DMs, but the calling is the thing that you can't stop essentially.
And to me, the texting too, because my notifications are off for Instagram. So when you DM me, the only way I know that is if I go on Instagram and see it. Like, I don't get any notifications from any of my social media. I had to turn Snapchat back on because I had like 66, it was my friends, like my actual friends talking to me on there, but I had the shit, silenced. So I agree. I was thinking about that as they were talking about it, and I was like, man, but I don't know. It's like, I don't want these niggas to have my number. A lot of niggas do not have my number. It's just a thing. My number is not a thing I give out, I guess, unless I like you. And then I don't be liking no. Oh no, Michael.
Yeah, and then you're not really in situations where a number is really. I guess a number. The things that I'm thinking about, you do go to a lot of parties, and people just end up following you after the fact because they just saw you through somebody, and then
somebody wrote me when I went to a party the other day. This dude wrote me. He was like, "Oh, I saw you."
Yeah, so I feel like it's less likely that someone would ask you
for your number.
Kind of like the way that you were asked for your number when we went out that time from that child.
My young boy. My little young boy.
That was a situation where I felt like the number asking was the most prominent thing to do. Like it
worked. It worked.
It worked for that. But a lot of these niggas do be like, let me get your Instagram after they've asked me for my number. So they do ask me for my number, and then I say no, and they say, well, can I get your Instagram? They just still want access to you. Either way, it's access. But I do, I was thinking about how traditional the guy was. He was like, I don't want your Instagram. I don't want to follow you.
Because they were like, oh yeah, she's trying to get her followers or her likes up.
I didn't agree with that one. Yeah, I didn't agree when Ninja said she just follow, she just wants views. I agree with the other one. I don't care what's on your Instagram. I want to talk to you. I want to get to know you. And that's
what's so like I'm so turned off of. It's just like, know me for what? No,
and it's ridiculous because we're dating. So let's go back.
He dated me. I'm not dating him. I don't want.
But that's the thing. So how are you ever gonna get to know somebody if you don't fucking talk to them? But you're not in the space, so that's we're done with that. You're not in the space. But ladies, if you are trying to be in this space to date someone, you have to talk to them. You have to talk to them. And I feel like I even said on the couples podcast, I was like, y'all think we just want to text all day? Like on some other shit? I feel like texting is cool too, but if you're gearing up for your first date, because we talked about finances, if you're gearing up for your first date and the whole research conversation y'all had, talk to me. You don't talk to me. Hey, what do you like to do? What's your favorite restaurant? On some random shit. You can look at the chain she likes and get an idea of where you want to fucking take her. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you like to do? Are you adventurous? Are you blah, blah, blah? Like, those are all...
would we call that a red flag then? Because obviously we hate when niggas text you what you doing all fucking day. It's like, you send me what you doing. It'll be your last text. But should we automatically count that as a red flag for a guy or a girl, I guess, that never wants to talk on the phone?
No, but I think a conversation needs to be had about what you like.
Yeah.
I feel like getting to know someone through text messages, like, you give people time to think. I don't want you to think. I want to hear what your initial response is to what I'm asking you. Because what I be asking niggas, it don't be what your favorite color is. Like, me and Willie first conversation, we talking about hidden colors. That type of shit I like to talk about off rip. So I like to know what type of guy you are, mentally, politically, socially aware. Off rip, okay? I just go deep. And so for the guys that happen to have the texting conversation down pack, it's like, how you doing? Where do you work? Christina was just telling me about this nigga that's texting her now. He is much older, but he sends her paragraphs. Like, they have conversations because of him. She's doing these one sentence ass, lame ass text messages. She was like, damn, he's really in depth with what he's asking. And I'm not used to having a conversation like this with men. And I was just like, boom, So he's sparking her. He's challenging her in a way, and he's trying to intellectually get to know her, and people are not used to that. People are used to these one sentence as text messages and responses and back and forth and waiting for the next person. No, bitch, let's talk about something for real so I can get to know you for real. So that's
I can agree with that, because I feel like the guy was telling me about, I don't even have a nickname for him, but whoever the guy was that I said was asking me out to like the place in Doral that was far as fuck.
Right.
He's come a couple times and asked, and he's been his approach has been very mature in my DM and hasn't been like, hounding me, whatever. But
right.
Somebody like him, for me, in my mind, it's not even comprehensible to say, I'm really about to go on a date with this nigga and I don't even know what the fuck his voice sound like. Like, it's like, we would need to have a conversation on the phone before
go
somewhere. Yeah.
Just one. And then you can literally
fair, with the PM, the project manager, we've talked on the phone maybe once, and it was when we were in Atlanta, like meeting up, but we've never, but we saw each other in person.
I saw each other, which is different.
I think that balanced it out, but we definitely went.
Yeah. I think one conversation, and I think it should be the initial, just to be honest. I don't think the texting, and that's just me.
Okay, so this dude, he sent me his number. It's a comedian, honestly, that has always been funny, and he's finally shooting his shot now, I guess. So he sent me his number. He sent it to me like a week ago. I was supposed to text him. So what do you think I should do? Should I call? And be like, hey?
Well, you're annoying. First of all, you need to find the space that you're in, because
sometimes I feel like I'm ready, Micah, and sometimes
you shouldn't move on nothing unless you are for sure. So I wouldn't do it. I just think just don't. Just keep liking and smiling. And if he mentions it again, maybe I give you a call. Give me some time. I don't fucking know.
He did mention it. He did, because he said he's gonna give it to me, and he was like, "Did you think about it?" I said, "You didn't send me a number." He was like, "Oh, I got too excited." So he sent the number, and then I was like, "All right, I'll hit you up," and I just haven't yet. So
yeah. So what I think in this situation is, hey, it's Leah, and then he responds, "Oh shit," whatever he's gonna say. So excited, whatever. Yeah. Do you have some time to talk real quick? Like, I want to just say what's up. Let's see what he says. And so, like I said, I feel like talking is, I don't know, man, something about it.
But you're right, because the conversation is trash. We can nip that in the bud right then and there.
That's what you can pick up a connection.
I agree. For the type of communicator that I am, I do need to talk on the phone more. But default, I mean,
you like that. And I feel like if you were in a different space, a more assertive, sure space, where it came when it comes to your dating life, then I feel like you will want to talk on the phone, because when you finally liking it, you want to talk to him all the time. On the phone. But you don't have a problem with texting either. So I feel like
I'm kind of over it too.
At this point?
Yeah, like if say if there'd be shit I need to ask you, I'll just call you now. Like, that would never be my go-to. My go-to would always be texting. I would say for at least 2 years now, maybe. It'd be like, maybe it's just quicker to call and just.
And I don't know why we let that go.
So I'm definitely more on the call side, because that texting back and forth shit is for the birds.
Yeah, just call. And think about it. I get so flattered when I'm called. Like, I think it's so much fun, Leah. So you give your number out, obviously, to a nigga that you feel something with. Because Young Boy, he called, and that was it. Almost.
Yeah, me and Young Boy had a cute.
Yeah. It was a almost something.
It was a 1 week affair.
Yeah, but I feel like, because he was like, damn, I think I like him. It's the phone, y'all. It's FaceTiming and shit. So I honestly feel like it's something about that.
We were FaceTiming.
Yeah, that constant connection that you have talking to somebody, bro. Like, I don't know. Willie called me. He was like, hey, you busy? I was. But he was.
Bitch, were you?
Was busy. But I liked his voice, and I was like, hello.
Look at you now.
I'm pregnant. Oh,
you're knocked up. Y'all living together and you're knocked up.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying, Leah. So I do think, ladies, we need to go back to how we used to be when we used to be writing numbers down on our hands and then hoping that they don't wash off by the time we get home because we ain't had no phone. I ain't had no fucking phone. That was my life. I ain't had no phone. That's why I'm so good at numbers now. I had to memorize everybody's shit. Because I just didn't have a phone. So even my friends, I had to memorize that shit. And when I got home, I wrote it down because that's what I had to do. But I do think there is an art to dating, and I think phone conversations need to come back in strong.
All right, check me out. That's what I'm gonna do with the nigga, right? The funny nigga. I'll text him and be like, "What you said? This is Leah, whatever." He writes back, "Hey, da, da. I don't even like asking if he has time to talk, but whatever. I'll say whatever you said.
I'm about to call you. How about that?
That's it. And then let's talk. Let's chit chat. He's Jamaican. This should be interesting.
Oh yes, it should be.
This should be good, right?
It's a funny conversation. Yeah, I'm about to call you, and then you get up and like, "What's up?"
Hey.
Like, so you got me on the phone. So you got me on the phone.
You got me on the goddamn telly.
So what's going on? And then just let it happen, and whatever stems from that, that's what I'm just. You just get a better gauge of a person on the phone.
Agreed.
Check it out, girl.
Touche, Beth. All right, guys, I'll call him before the next episode. Tell you guys what happened. I'll tell you how it goes. So intense. I'm gonna call a boy. Furthermore, what else jumped out to me on that episode?
Oh, wait, real quick. Gio said that there's a lot of good women, but there is not a lot of good men.
Wow.
That's what Gio said.
Look at
Ninja
that.
was like, what? Like, he was just like, why the fuck would you say that about our kind? And then some other dude in the back was like that. And he was like, fellas, we got to take responsibility. We are not stepping up. We're not stepping up how we should step up. And he was like, the way that you need to date, you know, how we feel, we got to have certain things in line. And if certain things aren't in line, we can't focus on nothing else. So we need to get our things in line before we start dating these women. That's what he was saying. And then he was like, for women, I mean, you're just being courted. Like that, you don't have to have your shit together because you're not courting a man. So when he said there's more good women than there are men, I mean, I guess it's debatable, but not really based on the stats and based on
Who want to debate?
Yeah, and based on
I know about 7 trash ass niggas right now.
And I'm pretty sure, you know, we have questionable, you know, friends that do questionable things in relationships and or dating ships or whatever the case. So we're not perfect, but if you read their chart based on
if you put the stats,
if you put the stats, I mean that's a good woman. I mean I don't know, but yeah, how do you feel? Do you think that's like 100% accurate to say?
Obviously, yes. No argument here. I feel like that's 100% accurate. And that, again, just, you know, stems off of, you know, the conversations we constantly have. So, yeah, I definitely think so. Just because for me, that's what's also added to me not wanting to date or me not wanting to even deal with men. I know too many dysfunctionals. Like there's to every Mike and Willie, I know 19 other names that I will not mention. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I do think that's the case. And I think the bunch of guys that we had that episode with, they're a good bunch of guys. But to me, they're almost like the exception, not the rule. And I'm just going based off what I see around me. So I don't know. It could be my crowd, but I don't have a crowd. Like I don't have homeboys like that for real. True. Yeah, so I don't know. But and out of the niggas that I know hovering around me that are in relationships or not, a lot of them suck ass. So I wholeheartedly agree with that. And I know there's the me's and there are the Christinas and there are the Erica Joneses. And, you know, these are single women that are great women by any standard. Yeah. You just can't really find a nigga that match up. So then you either get me, who I don't even want to talk on the phone, or you get my other friends that's just out here savage mode with the shit and don't give a fuck about nothing.
Right.
So I don't know. And then it's kind of like, damn, do you blame the bitch or what? I mean,
I don't know, man. Don't blame her.
What the fuck y'all want us to do? Where you want to go with this?
What you was gonna say before I said that?
I think, but overall with the episode, being on the podcast, I thought it was great, and I do like the whole singles conversation. And there were other things we wanted to touch on, because I know at one point the guy Ninja, he was talking about just like the whole 50-50 thing, and whether we met with like house chores or we went finances and all that. And I get it. I guess what kept playing in my mind was this show, and I need somebody on the show that watches this show. It's called Love and Marriage Huntsville. And it's 3 Black couples. They're all very successful in their own right, but they all have dysfunctional shit happening. You know, there's one couple where they're officially divorced now because the husband can't get his shit together. And him, oh my gosh, you got to watch it. I don't know why he reminds me of my baby's daddy so much, but so much. Like just the pitifulness of it. And every poor decision he was making, he found some way to like blame it on somebody else. It's like, nigga, you doing this shit. That reminded me of him at that time. So it's like, I got to get somebody who watches the show, Love and Marriage Huntsville.
What is it on?
It's on OWN. It's on Oprah's network. But the full 2 seasons, they're on season 3 now. It's on, I have Xfinity, so the whole thing is on there. But it's just like, it's just so pitiful. Like, you know, like I need you to watch it. But it's just so.
Just wait, I'll watch it. I'll be
but you're gonna be aggravated in the first couple minutes, because it's just watching these grown-ass men go through, just try to justify the poor decisions he's making. The man was mad at his wife because she was working. You told her you wanted her to work.
You told me.
She did that, yeah. And then you cheat on her, and then it gets even bad now because it's like common knowledge now that he done got the side bitch pregnant. So she divorced him. Like, she really left him, and he has a baby on the way. And it's still just like, he doesn't ever want her to bring it up. She's like, sir, we have 4 fucking kids. We have 4 kids that don't know about the fact you got another baby. And the kids kind of have a little animosity with him, and he just wants her to fix it. I didn't fuck us up. You fucked us up. You cheated.
Fix it.
And then it was so bad because like he was going to therapy, and it seemed like it was working. But it was this old Black man that was giving him therapy. Nice guy, but he was like, he's not relatable. And the only reason why he feels like he's not relatable is because he never cheated on his wife. So it's like he can't relate to what I'm doing. And he didn't even want to tell the man that he got his side bitch pregnant. So he was kind of stringing along, because the therapist was like, he's like, well, what happens if she gets pregnant? And he was just like, she's pregnant right now. He was,
you ain't.
So right, so it's like he's defensive. So then seeing season 3 now, there's only 2 episodes so far, and I watched them last night. But they got a new therapist. They have like a therapist that's a co-parenting therapist, because now they're officially divorced, and they just want to find ways to make this easier on the kids or whatever. And so he was just saying how, oh, that doctor, he was biased. I don't like doctors that are biased. She was like, he wasn't biased. He wasn't biased because he wasn't condoning your shit. He was telling you what your problem was. Like, he wanted his wife to give him all this validation that he felt like she wasn't getting. So then the therapist was like, okay, what was your father around? He was like, not that much. So he said, I feel like because you didn't get validation from your parents, you're putting that on your wife and expecting her to give you all this extra value. Like, I mean, he was literally reading this nigga like a book, and he was accepting of it in the moment, but it's like the moment he felt like the therapist wasn't on his side. And my thing is, nigga, do you want to be better? Do you want to be?
Therapists are not supposed to be on your side. That's
yeah,
not
they're supposed to help you get through whatever the fuck it is you're dealing with.
Not what a therapist is for.
So
nigga.
He was just so, it was just so pathetic. And I'm so sick of him. And he is a very handsome guy, but he just one of them handsome crybaby ass niggas. I hate that. And it's just like, boy, fuck you. And whatever. And the side chick, she's actually very pretty. She's a pretty girl. But he kind of like threw it in his wife's face too. And I felt just like her name is Melody Holt. And Melody Holt, he was just like, oh, you know, I wasn't satisfied. You weren't satisfying me. And it was like, he said, the person I'm dealing with now, she satisfies me. Sis took a whole, like a glass, and threw that shit straight at him. And she's very professional, but she is country. So her accent is strong, but she is very professional. Grammar's great. And she was like, I'm sick and tired of you saying that shit. And she threw the because he'd been saying constantly, oh, you weren't taking care of my needs. You weren't satisfying me. It's like, Bitch, we got 4 kids and 7 businesses. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then I guess there is a balance there where I feel like it's so unfair for women because men can be absent or be missing because they're working hard and they're getting things, you know, taken care of.
And they can lack in the bedroom.
Yes, they can lack in other areas, but the moment this is us in regards to our career, we're like the worst fucking things, and this just automatically justifies you cheating on me, like, and not even like, not he didn't even do it in a private kind of way. Like, he was just so bold and so dumb about it, but was crying every day they wanted his family back. I was like, girl, get him off this fucking show. Like, it was crazy. And to me, it was sad because seeing me, I watched their whole 3 years of their life. I've watched it in like a week, right? From watching the show. And it's sad because when they started, they were like a power couple. You know what I mean? And they had 4 beautiful kids and they were doing all this great development stuff. He's like a contractor. She's a contractor with him, whatever. They were doing such great things. And to see where they started to now season 3, these people are divorced and he has a child on the way from somewhere else. It's like, you niggas really know how to fuck shit up. And all you see him doing, Micah, in his little private screen things is just saying, you know, it's really hard, you know, I love my family and it's hard to not have my family. And he is a very good dad. Like, apparently he's even more hands-on than she is sometimes. Because she gets booked for speaking engagements and stuff like that. But it's just sad to see how he let his family just go the fuck away. Like, it's crazy. And he's so sad about it. So it's even more annoying.
My thing is like, it's just
like,
people it's people in their shit that they do not deal with. That's what causes things to break the way that they do. I feel like if he tended to his own needs when it comes to validation and being seen and being heard and understood or whatever the case is, they wouldn't have that problem. And communication off rip. If a bitch is not doing something that you need them to do and you're not speaking up, that's your fault. Yep. So it's accountability. It's people being in these relationships, expecting people to read their minds and expecting them to be who they were day one. People are going to change based on circumstances. 4 kids later, I'm not wooing you the same way I wooed you before I even got pregnant with the first one. That's just not going to happen. And I feel like if you want to spice anything up or change anything, you got to speak the fuck up. Yeah. So it's like people constantly let their things go to shit because they're putting too much responsibility on the other person to figure out what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
Right.
And the therapist said that to him. And it's like, again, as somebody who doesn't want to deal with their shit themselves, he just got over it, doesn't want to go to that therapist anymore. And I thought that guy was doing a good job. Like, I thought that therapist was very good. And the things he was bringing out, he called Melody out on some stuff where, you know, her father not being in her life too, is why she's probably just so determined to make things work in some type of way. But it was just so many clear, I guess for me, obviously, clear things that I saw wrong with him and that the doctor was, you know, pointing out, and the nigga just.
He was a victim.
To deflect and make it a her thing or whatever. And she left him. I was happy for her. Because in the way, while she's sad, obviously, she married this man. They've been together since they were like 22, 23. You know, they were like 14 years together. And you fucked this up like this. And she apparently caught him cheating with this girl before and kept trying to, he wasn't fucking a whole bunch of bitches. That's what it initially came out was. And then she was saying recently that you cheated a few times. But this particular one, you know, you can't let go. So he admitted to being in love with her and
it was a real affair.
Yes, yeah, this was her, and now she's pregnant with his kid, and I'm just like, I felt for her in that situation. It's like, you are a faithful wife, you are a lovely looking wife, you bear his children, you run the family with him, you've done everything this nigga has asked you to do, and he still found a way because of his own fucking selfishness.
So it's not her, it's him. It's what he
wants. And then he's sick as fuck about it. It's like, nigga, bye. Yeah. It's sad. So it's sad. And then you got the other one's misogynistic, and the other couple are probably the most civil ones, I guess. They're not as bad, but the misogynistic one, I don't know what to say about him. He's very sexist. He's a terrible guy. And he cheated on his wife too. That's the sad part, because when it's like coming out that he's also cheated, the one that got busted, they used to be friends since college. So when they start making fun of him, he was like, I don't know why you sitting here doing all this shit. Like, you ain't cheated with 20 women. So he was like, I haven't. He was like, nigga, yes, you have. Like, and it was on some obvious, like, nigga.
Right.
Like, I know about Kendra and Tanya or whatever. So it was like such a thing where the wife now, she's in denial about it. The one that's married to the misogynistic one, she was like, my husband would never do that. So the one who got cheated on, she was like, okay, if that's what you think, it's all fun and games. Everybody think it's just melody. No, he did the same shit. So if you want to, you do better to just accept it. But if you want to be in La La Land and just not,
On you.
that's on you. And that's a sad realization too, when you rather just, if your niggas, I mean, I don't want to know. That's what the song, the Mario Winans song. I don't want to know. Playing me, keep it on the low.
Oh, that was such a sad song.
That's a sad ass song. I don't have that type of patience. Please let me find out. Please, if I get a man ever again, and since you are fucking my man, he will be your man. I promise. You just gotta come tell me. Just go tell me. That's it. That's all you gotta do. All right, we gotta go. Give me something for the blacks.
Black people. Oh my God, school is starting, and I'm not gonna go on a tangent on this. But I think we touched on it a little bit. Texas passed a law where the KKK does not have to be mentioned as an immoral hate group or something like that. And I also heard that Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all them can be taken out of the curriculum or something like that. So what I'm gonna say is, our kids are going back to school, and one thing that I prided myself on is getting out of the textbook and going elsewhere to get resources to make sure that my kid knew what was going on at this time with Black people. That's all I did. Like, I just picked up off that lesson from that year, that date, and I found what Black people was doing. That's really what I did. So I feel like if you're a parent, I feel like go the extra mile in history. You know what I'm saying? Because they are really, really, and they're doing a good job about it, because these laws are passing. And obviously we know it's the white shame. We know why they're doing it. We know they want to leave the past behind them when it comes to America and how it was built. But you can't get away from what the fuck actually happened. So what I want to say to parents of children of color, any color, you can, I'm not gonna bring anybody else in it, but do the research and go above and beyond for your Black children. They deserve to know that slavery just didn't start the trajectory of Black people. And after slavery, things happened, and we made prolific stances when it came to politics and
advances in
war company and the advancement of human beings. The fucking stoplight, nigga, like that was like, y'all niggas run into each other, making too many accidents. Stoplight, like, come on, bro, that's a big deal. Like, stoplights are everywhere. So I feel like you should make it your business. And I know parents are so busy, and I know you have your life, and I know, but being a caregiver for most of my life, you are missing out on such a pivotal part in their lives when you decide not to be a part of their education. Please be a part of their education. Please ask them, do they have homework? Please, when you're reading over the history, don't just check it. Add a little something, goddamn. And if you don't know it, both of y'all look it up. I had to teach parents about Juneteenth this year. I had to teach parents about countless things, countless people. Damn it. So, they already know when I come in there, I got some Black facts to talk about. So I know they appreciated me for that. They are Haitian American. And I know some cultures don't associate heavily with Black history because of Caribbean history, which is cool too. But the other side of it is your kid is in America and they are Black. So I think they need to know all of it. You feel me? So just do your best, man. When it comes to history, do a little bit more. When it comes to education, just do a little bit more this year. Kids, they really need your input, and they really need your commitment to education, so they know it's important. That is all.
Okay. My rants. All I say about my rant is I just want to, just just throw out the word accountability. Just want to throw that out. I think you do the people around you, your friends, your family, your loved ones, yourself. You do all these people I named a disadvantage when you don't hold them accountable for their actions.
Right.
And I think just in a current interaction I'm having with someone, I listen, but I do give them the real. It's almost kind of like, this goes without saying, but I think not everything goes without saying. Like some shit, it's like, I think sometimes if you don't say it because it's so normalized while being wrong, then people just kind of think, oh, yes, okay. No, but you do remember this is wrong, right? Which you're, okay, cool. It's all, okay. Just
Right.
just making sure you know that this is my stance on this.
Right.
I wouldn't do this if it was me. But
Yeah.
whatever. So I just think accountability, self-assess, stop always feeling like everything is somebody else. Sometimes it could fucking be you. And when you do hold yourself accountable for the things that you do, just you and yourself, then honestly, certain things that happen are a little easier to deal with. I would say I hold myself accountable for a lot of shit and it gets me through a lot of the little sticky situations I get myself in. And it works. It makes me feel better. So just throwing out the word accountability, look it up. Um, Share it with your loved ones. That's all I got for you today. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening today. You can visit us at letitsaitforyou.com. Let us say it for you on IG. Let us say it for you on YouTube. Let us say it for you, just the you on Twitter. It's been a pleasure. Mike and I are gonna go out. I'm gonna get to you whenever I get to you, sis. I don't even know at this point. It's traffic. It's 5 o'clock, but I'm just gonna put on some clothes. And
Well, you still got a little. I mean, school ain't started yet. You probably still. It ain't as bad, right?
I mean, I don't know, sis. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'm
I came to your house around 5 o'clock one time, Michael Beth, and let me tell you, baby, it was fucked up. Okay. All right, but thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate you. Let's see. Bye.